Before I joined theFurnace, I was at a place where I was just wondering if faith was real and if encounter with God was possible. And I had heard all these stories of people encountering God and hearing His voice and seeing His face, and just these amazing moments where they met with God and where they knew Him, and they had just had these stories of what God was like.
I took a long, hard look at my life and realized that I was really frustrated with where I was at. I wanted to quit my job, wanted to break up with my girlfriend, and I really needed a reason to get out of town. And all of those reasons are really selfish. It was all about me. But the main thing is, I didn't know God any more than what I did when I was 19, and I needed to know Jesus more.
The reason why I came to theFurnace was basically because God's heart pulled me into something bigger than I could ever think of.
In my heart, I knew that God had created for me more than what I was just living. It was almost like I was tolerating life instead of living it to its fullest. And I wasn't going to sit around and just marinate. I can't settle for that.
The thing that pulled me into theFurnace and what attracted me to it was that it was a group of young people who were committed to knowing who God was, that they were committed to wholeheartedly pursuing them and leaving behind the things of the world, leaving behind their passions, leaving behind selfishness, and just pursuing who Christ was, knowing Him and finding Him.
After a short time in theFurnace, a lot of my personal stuff was starting to be removed from my heart. My junk was getting taken out. A lot of my sin, I saw sin decrease in my life. And it left like a void, like a space. And God started to fill that. He started to give me the desires of my heart. And it wasn't about me anymore. It was about knowing Jesus. It was about being a son of God. It was about falling in love with God and who He was.
And this experience of being in theFurnace has just been incredible, because it has forced me to sit before God day after day after day and just relentlessly ask God again, come God, will you come again? Will you meet with me again? Will you speak to me again? Will you reveal your heart again? Will your presence be here again?
Without a family or anything else to fall back on, I realized very quickly I'd put myself in a position where I was dependent on God. It was just me and Him. I needed God.
That meant me giving up all of these previous desires of my life in order that I would be able to attain and take hold of everything that He has set before me. All of the joy, all of the love, the life, everything, all of the power. I wanted to see His kingdom come on this earth.
theFurnace is more than just hype, and it's more than just bells and whistles. It's a prayer movement. And when we pray, we believe that God does things.
I think theFurnace has equipped me, not necessarily it has given me righteousness or has given me this and this and this, but it is saying here is accountability, here is a group, and here is times on which these are opportunities for you to press and for you to seek the will of God.
And the great thing about theFurnace is it's not for the elite. It's not for the select few. I wasn't the elite. I wasn't top tier guy. I was just an average young 20-something-year-old person that realized he needed more to life. And if that's you, here's an avenue. Here's a place where you can come and learn how to seek God.